So I got another engine. As you can see, this one doesn't look the best. Again, it was painted really badly, but it is running. I've seen a video of it running, so I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that it is running. Just needs an aesthetic cleanup, but yeah, look, third time lucky. This is the third engine. Hopefully this one works. So yeah, so I'll clean it up. I have all the engine casings and the rocker covers and stuff like that. I've all them already painted up off the other engine, so they look like brand new. I didn't want to be painting this engine at all, but it's just the state of it now at this stage. Like, all I can do is just paint it. Yeah, there's no point trying to polish this now at this stage. Someone made such a job of it. As you can see, they actually painted over dirt and everything else. So yeah, so what I'll just do is I'll clean it up, and yeah, and let's throw in the bike then. Okay, let's get going. Alright, so as you can see, I've applied some paint stripper, and it's eating the paint away. It's actually the best and the quickest way to get rid of this paint and clean this up. So I put it on. I'll leave for another half an hour. I'll come back. I'll put it on again, and just apply it with a little brush, and then I'll just wash it off and get one of my scrubbing brushes and just scrub it off lightly. It'll all come off. So yeah, it's coming along. It takes probably a couple of days to do this, but yeah, it's a terrible idea to paint an engine unless you're going to do it right, and most people aren't going to do it right. So unless you're going to clean it completely, and I mean factory clean, there's no point even starting this. Yeah, I'm going to paint this up, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Alright, so I've cleaned up the engine, and as you can see, it looks pretty well. I was taking off this side cover, and I got lazy. I didn't feel like going across the workshop, so I was using a 1/4 inch, and there was just not enough torque to actually snap the bolt. So what I actually did, so instead of using something like this, I was using something like this, and obviously I had not enough torque, so I was just gently opening that bolt. And anyway, it ended up that I snapped one of these up here, so I'm going to have to extract it. But this engine looks perfect. It's really nice. It even the colour on the inside looks right. So yeah, so I have a new cover. Show you. Go on it now. So she's cleaned up. So yeah, so I'm going to do the other side, and then I'm going to extract that bolt and put this on, and that's it. Just put the oil in, and she can go in the frame. That's kind of as good as I'm going to get really with the cleaning of this engine. Like I said, I really didn't want to be painting this, but look, it's not much options left. If it was painted already, it's not easy to just clean all that off. So yeah, okay. So I'll change the other side, the other cover, and this red here is actually a gasket sealant. I use this, and I always use this. It's Deerco. Now this is the HT one. You don't necessarily need the HT one, but that's the one I have. So it's brilliant stuff. Just the best. To be honest, I don't use anything else than that. So yeah. So yeah, let me dig out some gaskets and stuff, and let's do the other side, and then I can do this side and throw this thing in. I've obviously drained the engine as well, so there's no big spill. And I have a new gasket set. I got this from China. I think it was a tenner or something like that. So it has those two gaskets either side. Now I'm not going to be using these head gaskets, obviously, and actually I wouldn't be using them. Well, these ones are fine. I think they're metal. I haven't actually opened this yet, but they look okay, as in they're metal. The other one is paper, and I'm not sure if the original one here is paper. I actually have the original Honda one, so I can compare them later. But yeah, I won't be using them. I just bought this just to see what it was like. Alright, so all the screws, they all seem to be the same size. I think one of them is a different size though. I'm not sure why they're all the same size. I thought one of these ones here was slightly different before, but anyway, look, I'll take this off. Oh, actually, I have to take that off first. 12. Again, do it with a monkey bar and one swift move. Oh, feels very loose. 12. Very loose. Let me try 11. It shouldn't be 11, but just to be sure. No, definitely a 12. It's just a very loose 12. Japs don't use size 11 anyway. Whoa. That's it. It's going to be copper bushings here, so the oil pipe. They even have some new ones there. Just like the brakes, it's the same type of banjo bolt. Now, there it is. There's a little copper bushing on either side of it. So, anyway, that's that. Okay, I'll release this. I just don't want the engine to fall. And then I have a little rubber mallet. It's just on the dowels. There's a dowel up here and there's another one up here. So, oh. Someone has had this off before. Someone has had this off before because there's a blue gasket here that's not original, so that's understandable. This is a clutch, and that's a nice and clean engine inside. That bad boy there, I think just sits here, and that's it. Before I install this gasket, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have a look at this clutch release mechanism and make sure it's greased up there. There's a seal up the top, there's two bearings, there's another, there's the spring as well, which bounces back. I'll just show you. This spring here was actually damaged. See, it's bent. That was actually damaged on one of the cases. So I'm just going to have a look. There's a circle up here that I have to just open up. Hope you can see that. So this bad boy just pops out. That just stops it from going all the way back around. Now the little circlip. And once I release it, the spring will pop out. And this just lifts off. And this is what I'm talking about. I just want to grease that up there. Now, that's it there. I just wanted to grease this up. As you can see, there's a seal here and there's a bearing inside. Don't want to be taking any of this stuff off again, so, or at least not in any near future. That's it. It's easy and quick. Now, just two sides to the spring. Goes on like that. I'm a half a rotation off there, I think. Yeah. So, start up with it here. As it goes, there it is. It's in there. So that holds it. You see, that's the action. And then just to circle it back on again. As you can see, there's a special tool for this, for these circlers. It's really, I'm trying to hold it up for you, but just get it on. It's on, but it's not in the groove. Not in the groove yet. That's it. Hear the click. That's it. And don't overextend this, because you'll actually break the spring. Okay. Great. So just don't forget this. There's another little dowel here, and a little seal. Don't forget about putting that back, because that's something that can fall off and you'll be looking for it later. So that's it there, complete. I put the engine on the jack just to make it easier, just to videotape it. I can bring it up a bit. Right. Alright, so lastly, before I start working with this, you know, it's going to set off, so you want to be you don't need to be really quick, but quick enough anyway. So before I start, I just want to get everything ready. So I have the gasket, that's fine. Have the sealant, which is fine. I need a torque wrench for the engine bolts, and the adjuster for the clutch. You know, the clutch line adjuster. So just make sure, there's two kind of, one is for the oil pipe, and this is the clutch one. They're kind of beside each other. So just want to, don't forget putting that on, because once you start torquing, you don't want to be opening them up again. So torque wrench. The crankcase bolts are 10 Newton meters. So just set your torque wrench to 10. And yeah, you're good to go then. And yeah, they're size 8 mil. So I have it set. I have a little extension bar just to make my life easier. And yeah, let's get going. I don't need to be using the HD one, but I actually like the red seal against the black, so I decided I'll just go with it. The standard there goes fine. Like I said, this Chinese gasket is not too bad. Almost there. It's good enough anyway. I said too early. It'll be okay. Be okay. I'll be flexible with it. Okay. Just going to do the other end on the engine. This is really kind of the most important, this one here. Okay, I'll do the engine. So I just put this on a jack just to make my life easier. I've cleaned this with wipes as well, alcohol wipes, just to be sure that there's no grease, to kind of give it a maximum chance. I should probably say these gaskets are not reusable, so if you have to take this off again, you have to get a new gasket, the paper gasket, and well, obviously this sealant as well. So if you have to break it off again. And if you're ever wondering, this chain, the way it's real loose, for the oil pump, it's supposed to be like that. So don't worry about it. There's no adjuster on it, or there's no tensioner on it. Now, I'm just going to go around it now and torque them. So this torque wrench just clicks. That's it. It's actually not a huge amount of force. It's 10 Newton meters on this. I suppose they're a small enough bolt. I wouldn't over tighten them either, so don't use a massive big monkey bar on these. You'll end up breaking them. So that's it, that's that side done. I'll just clean it up. Alright, so that's it for this engine. I'm happy enough with the way it's turned out. Like I said before, I didn't really want to paint it at all, but now that it's painted, it looks okay. It doesn't look too bad. I actually had to change that cover again. There was a small issue there. The thread on the oil pipe there, on that banjo bolt, was actually bunched. I didn't know until I went to actually put the pipe in, and it was starting to thread, and only when I looked at it afterwards that was actually destroyed. So that cover has to go in the bin, and there's a new cover on. So yeah, and I'm delighted with the fact that I was able to extract the other bolt from the other side. So yeah, so look, I'll keep going. I'll need a hand throwing this in. I won't be able to do it on my own. You probably could, but I'll end up scratching the hell out of it, so I'll better ask for help on that one. I didn't put any oil in it. It'll be lighter. And the only thing I will do is I will change this this plug over there. I'll actually do all the plugs. As anyone who has one of these bikes knows, this plug here is an absolute nightmare to get to once you put it in the frame. So I'll just do it all here. And yeah, it's turned out well, and I'm happy with it.